My dear friends, stop scrolling for a moment. This message is not by accident. If you've ever felt like life moved ahead while you were stuck, listen carefully. Those years of waiting were not wasted. Every tear you cried was seen. Every silent prayer was recorded. What you thought was delay was divine preparation. God is about to refund every lost second of your life. And what is coming will move faster than what you lost. You may feel like time slipped through your fingers, like years were wasted in silence, struggle, and waiting. But hear this clearly: God is about to refund every lost second of your life. Every delay had a reason, every tear carried a lesson, and every closed door was protecting you from a wrong future. What looked like loss was actually a preparation. Heaven kept record of your patience, your prayers, and your endurance. The season you're entering will move faster than the years you lost. God is not just restoring time. He is multiplying it with purpose, favor, and victory. My dear friends, stop scrolling for a moment. This message is not by accident. If you've ever felt like life moved ahead while you were stuck, listen carefully. Those years of waiting were not wasted. Every tear you cried was seen. Every silent prayer was recorded. What you thought was delay was divine preparation. God is about to refund every lost second of your life. And what is coming will move faster than what you lost. You may feel like time slipped through your fingers, like years were wasted in silence, struggle, and waiting. But hear this clearly: God is about to refund every lost second of your life. Every delay had a reason, every tear carried a lesson, and every closed door was protecting you from a wrong future. What looked like loss was actually a preparation. Heaven kept record of your patience, your prayers, and your endurance. The season you're entering will move faster than the years you lost. God is not just restoring time. He is multiplying it with purpose, favor, and victory. What once required effort will soon flow naturally. Doors will open with less resistance than before. Favor will replace frustration step by step. God will restore momentum with clarity and peace. You'll recognize divine timing without forcing anything. The rush you feared missing is coming gently. God redeems time by multiplying impact. One season will outweigh many lost years. Restoration will arrive with purpose, not chaos. Your story is not delayed, it is developing properly. God values quality more than speed. He allowed growth where others rushed and failed. You gained wisdom instead of regret. That wisdom will guide your next steps. You will move forward with confidence and discernment. God's restoration always exceeds expectations. Nothing will feel random anymore. Everything will align with meaning. Now you stand at the edge of fulfillment. The lessons are complete and the season is changing. God is about to redeem what time seemed to steal. Acceleration will meet preparation perfectly. What took years to build will manifest suddenly. Peace will accompany progress this time. You will move without fear or confusion. God's hand will be evident in every step. The lost time will be restored with purpose. There were seasons when you felt invisible even to yourself. Life continued around you whilst you stayed stuck in one place. But God was never confused about your location or condition. He knew exactly where to pause you and why. The stillness was not failure, it was alignment. Your spirit was being strengthened beyond surface level faith. You were learning to stand without immediate answers. That strength cannot be rushed or faked. Now the alignment is complete. You assumed progress meant movement, but God defined it as growth. While you focused on speed, He focused on stability. Some blessings require maturity before manifestation. God delayed results to protect you from collapse. Every unanswered prayer deepened your spiritual roots. Weak foundations crumble under sudden success. God refused to let that be your story. He slowed the process to secure the future. Now the structure is ready to rise. You felt late, but heaven never labeled you behind. God does not operate under human deadlines. He works with eternal precision and purpose. What seemed overdue was actually right on schedule. Every step was carefully measured by divine wisdom. Nothing was random in your journey. Even mistakes were redirected into lessons. God wastes nothing submitted to Him. Your timing is about to make sense. There were days you questioned your calling entirely. Doubt whispered that you missed your chance. But God never revokes purpose because of pressure. He refines it through difficulty. The struggle clarified what truly matters to you. Distractions lost their power over your focus. Your vision became sharper through disappointment. That clarity is priceless. It prepares you for accurate decisions ahead. You watched others advance while you waited quietly. Comparison tried to steal your peace repeatedly, but God gave each person a unique timeline. What works fast for others may not last long. Your journey required depth, not shortcuts. God trained you for longevity, not applause. Hidden seasons produce lasting authority. Public success without preparation fades quickly. Yours is being built to endure. God allowed resistance to reveal your resilience. Pressure exposed strength you didn't know you had. Every challenge upgraded your capacity silently. You didn't quit when quitting looked reasonable. That endurance marked you for greater trust. God assigns weight only to those who can carry it. Your faith proved consistent under stress. Consistency attracts divine acceleration. Momentum is now aligning with you. You learned to pray when results were delayed. Faith matured beyond emotional excitement. Trust replaced urgency little by little. God reshaped how you see success. You stopped chasing outcomes and started chasing obedience. That shift changed everything internally. Heaven responds to surrendered hearts. Your obedience unlocked hidden doors. Those doors are beginning to open. Silence trained you to hear God clearly. Noise was removed so wisdom could speak. You developed discernment through stillness. That discernment will save you from costly mistakes. God values wisdom more than speed. Quick gains often bring quick losses. You were spared unnecessary pain. Protection looked like delay. Now protection turns into promotion. You felt reduced, but God was refining. He stripped distractions to reveal purpose. Some connections faded because they couldn't go forward. God removed weight that slowed your destiny. Loss prepared room for better alignment. Empty space invites divine replacement. What left made space for what fits. Nothing valuable was taken without reason. Restoration will feel intentional. Your patience trained your spirit deeply. You learned to wait without bitterness. That maturity attracts favor naturally. God trusts calm hearts with great opportunities. You learn to respond instead of react. Wisdom replaced emotional decision-making. That growth cannot be rushed. God saw every inner shift. He is responding accordingly. The season that drained you also defined you. Weakness turned into awareness and strength. God reshaped your priorities quietly. What mattered before lost its appeal. Your hunger shifted toward purpose. That hunger signals readiness for increase. God fills vessels that value substance. You are no longer shallow in faith. Depth prepares you for overflow. You learned endurance when quitting felt easier. That endurance rewired how you face difficulty. Fear lost authority over your decisions. Faith replaced anxiety step by step. God strengthened your inner voice. Confidence grew without external validation. You stopped begging for approval. Identity became settled within. Stability attracts opportunity naturally. God allowed unanswered questions to deepen trust. You learned to walk without full clarity. That ability is rare and powerful. Most people quit without explanations. You stayed faithful without guarantees. That faith gained heaven's attention. God rewards unseen consistency. What you did privately mattered publicly. Recognition is approaching quietly. You discovered strength through disappointment. Rejection revealed your independence. God used isolation to refine leadership. True leaders grow alone first. You learn to self-correct without criticism. Discipline formed through silence. That discipline shapes future authority. God trains before he elevates. Elevation is now near. You didn't lose momentum, it was redirected. God shifted your energy toward preparation. Running without direction leads to exhaustion. He slowed you to sharpen focus. Focus multiplies effectiveness. Your clarity increased while others rushed blindly. God values precision over speed. Precision brings lasting results. Your steps will now be intentional. You learn to trust God beyond outcomes. Faith matured beyond conditional belief. You stayed faithful without immediate rewards. That loyalty carries spiritual weight. God honors those who endure unseen. Your perseverance became a testimony in heaven. Heaven responds to quiet faith. Loud faith impresses people. Steady faith moves God. You stopped forcing doors that resisted you. Surrender replaced frustration gradually. God redirected your expectations gently. Peace replaced pressure in your decisions. That peace confirms divine guidance. When God leads, confusion fades. You began recognizing his voice clearly. That clarity protects future progress. Missteps will no longer drain you. God delayed success to develop character. Character sustains blessings under pressure. Talent opens doors, character keeps them open. You were being shaped for responsibility. Responsibility attracts greater trust. God does not promote instability. Your inner life was strengthened first. Now outer results can follow safely. Balance will define your next season. You learned humility without humiliation. God corrected without crushing your spirit. He refined you gently but firmly. That balance preserved your confidence. You emerged wiser, not wounded. Healing occurred alongside discipline. God does both simultaneously. Your heart remained teachable. Teachability unlocks growth continuously. The waiting season rewired your thinking. You no longer panic under uncertainty. Calm replaced fear-based decisions. God trained emotional maturity quietly. Maturity attracts divine partnership. You can now manage blessings responsibly. Overflow requires discipline. God prepared you carefully. Increase will now feel manageable. God watched how you handled disappointment. Your response mattered more than results. You remained respectful even when hurt. That integrity was recorded in heaven. Integrity sustains authority long term. You protected your heart from bitterness. That protection preserved your future. Bitterness blocks blessings. Your heart remained open. You learned to celebrate others sincerely. Jealousy lost its grip over time. God reshaped your mindset toward abundance. Scarcity thinking dissolved gradually. Abundance thinking attracts provision. You trusted God's supply fully. Trust invites multiplication. Your generosity grew quietly. That generosity unlocks return. You discovered patience without resignation. Waiting no longer felt hopeless. Hope matured into confidence. Confidence rests, it doesn't rush. God moves through confidence calmly. You stopped chasing validation. Purpose became your priority. That focus sharpened your direction. Clarity replaced confusion completely. God refined your expectations carefully. You stopped asking for shortcuts. Process became acceptable. Growth replaced urgency. Wisdom grew through restraint. You learned to trust slow building. Slow growth lasts longer. God builds sustainably. Your foundation is secure now. You survived uncertainty without losing faith. Faith matured beyond emotional highs. God deepened your spiritual roots. Storms no longer shook your confidence. Stability became your strength. God trusts stable people with influence. Influence requires maturity. You demonstrated readiness quietly. Now, influence can increase safely. You learned to listen more than speak. Wisdom developed through observation. God sharpened discernment silently. Discernment protects destiny. You can now identify wrong opportunities early. That protection saves time and energy. God removed unnecessary detours. Your path is clearer now. Progress will feel smoother. God trained you to respond with grace. Grace under pressure reveals leadership. You chose growth over revenge. That decision shaped your future authority. Authority without grace damages people. God builds leaders who heal. You learn compassion through hardship. Compassion attracts trust. Trust expands influence. You learned consistency without applause. That discipline shaped inner excellence. God honors faithfulness in small things. Small obedience leads to big responsibility. You stayed consistent when no one noticed. That consistency qualified you for increase. God promotes quietly prepared people. Sudden success follows long obedience. Your obedience was noted. You stopped fearing time and started trusting God. Peace replaced anxiety about delays. God reshaped your relationship with waiting. Waiting became productive, not painful. Productive waiting multiplies wisdom. You use time to grow internally. That internal growth attracts external results. Alignment is now complete. Movement will follow naturally. Now restoration is no longer theoretical. God is ready to redeem lost seasons. Acceleration will meet preparation perfectly. What once took years will move quickly. Grace will accompany progress this time. Peace will guard your decisions. Clarity will guide your steps. God's hand will be undeniable. Your time is being restored with purpose. You once feared that delay had disqualified you. But God never measures worth by speed. He values alignment more than arrival time. Your pause protected you from premature pressure. Pressure without preparation destroys confidence. God chose to build resilience instead. That resilience is now part of your identity. You can handle more than before. Readiness has replaced fear. God allowed you to experience limitation for wisdom. Limitations teach dependence on divine strength. You learn not to rely solely on yourself. That surrender unlocked supernatural support. God partners with humility willingly. Pride resists instruction. You stay teachable under pressure. Teachability attracts elevation. Elevation is now unfolding. You survived moments when quitting felt justified. Staying faithful required your endurance. God strengthened your will quietly. That strength is rare and valuable. He assigns weight only to proven shoulders. You proved reliable without recognition. Reliability builds trust in heaven. Trust invites responsibility. Responsibility precedes reward. God used uncertainty to sharpen faith. Certainty would have made you comfortable. Discomfort stretched your vision. Stretching increased your capacity. Capacity determines how much you can receive. God prepared you to hold more. Overflow requires strong boundaries. You develop those boundaries in silence. Silence became your training ground. You learned obedience without full understanding. That obedience carried spiritual weight. God responds to surrendered steps. You walked forward despite incomplete clarity. Faith matured beyond emotions. Trust replaced the need for control. Control blocks divine flow. Surrender invites divine movement. Movement is now beginning. You faced resistance that refined your discipline. Discipline shaped your daily choices. Small habits created lasting strength. God builds destiny through routine faithfulness. You stayed consistent when motivation faded. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum attracts opportunity. Opportunity meets preparation. Preparation now meets timing. God stripped distractions to sharpen focus. Focus redirected your energy effectively. You stopped chasing everything. Purpose became clearer through reduction. Reduction created clarity. Clarity strengthens decision making. Decisions shape destiny. Your decisions are now wiser. Wisdom accelerates progress. You learned peace during unresolved seasons. Peace protected your mental strength. God values inner stability deeply. Stable minds handle increase safely. Increase without peace creates pressure. God waited until peace matured. Maturity attracts divine trust. Trust unlocks greater assignment. Assignment is now approaching. You allowed God to correct without resisting. Correction refined character gently. Pride didn't block growth. Humility preserved your future. God shapes leaders through correction. You accepted growth without offense. That attitude preserved momentum. Momentum was paused, not cancelled. Now it is returning stronger. God never intended delay to define you. It was designed to develop you. Development always precedes deployment. You are entering a season of release. Release carries speed and clarity. What once felt heavy will feel light. Grace will replace struggle. Confidence will replace hesitation. God is restoring your time with purpose. So as this message comes to a close, remember this truth. Your story is not ending in delay. God is stepping into your timeline with restoration and grace. Every season that felt wasted is about to reveal its purpose. What took years to endure will take moments to redeem. You will move forward without regret, without fear, and without confusion. Peace will guard your heart, clarity will guide your steps, and favor will open doors you didn't force. God is not only restoring your time, He is restoring your joy, your strength, and your destiny.